So good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to welcome you to the second part of our online course, of our Digit online course, which aims at improving the digitalization skills of small and medium enterprises, especially in the agri-food sector, in order to foster and to booster even their internationalization efforts. And as you know, this part of the course will deal with digital marketing and digital selling strategies. And you will find scattered in this course a couple of interviews we could do with some digital marketing experts. So today I'm very happy to welcome Mrs. Delp, Andrea Claudia Delp. She's the owner of a digital marketing company called Art of Visibility. She's based in Wiesbaden, next to us in Frankfurt. And well, Andrea has a lot of references. She's first of all a consultant and a freelancer. She works in the fields, or her work has to do with the mechanism of SEOs for companies in different sectors, such as automotive, telecommunication, e-commerce, but also tourism. Next to ECO's optimization strategies, Andrea Claudia also covers fields like SEO, strategic, technical, and editorial, but also training and coaching and business processes improvement. During this interview, she will have the chance to give you some specific hints and her opinions about some recent trends in digital marketing and digital selling. So, Andrea, I hope I could introduce you in the best way possible. If not, please complete my introduction. So maybe you would just shortly say hello to everyone, and then we can start with our interview.
Yes. Hello, everyone. And thanks for the nice introduction, of course. And yes, SEO has been for more than 15 years one of my most important fields I work in. But generally, I would say I help my customers building websites, making communication with customers, no matter if it's a new customer or an existing customer. And that's pretty much it. And today is going to be a very exciting topic, or a lot of exciting topics, because there's really, really much going on currently with new technologies like chatbots and AI and KI. There's happening so much, and I'm really excited about it, because I think in marketing, online marketing, there's absolutely no way around it. You have to get busy with it.
That's good. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the introduction. And let's start straight away with the first question, which is about the way you see the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, the way these two factors are impacting digital marketing nowadays.
Okay, so that's one of the very interesting topics. Maybe let me explain in general before we go into details. We've known it for a while. There is something coming like AI, KI, machine learning, deep learning. Something is going on, but currently there's sort of a huge switch. Things are turning from something you do not know what's exactly coming to it's becoming very concrete. I'm seeing a lot of very, very helpful and useful tools around the internet, and some of them even low cost, or even not costing anything, where you can create content and do many things, and they are actually very, very good. So you cannot miss this trend that is happening right now, because if you will miss your chance to keep up to date, and many chances to optimize your process and to improve your marketing a lot. So let's maybe have a look into what fields in marketing are affected mostly. Yes, but I can already tell there are many, many more. There's a lot coming, and to get busy with it takes up a lot of time. Yes, so you may want to concentrate on the most important ones. Yes. So if you're running a website, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's informational or if you have a web shop or whatever, you really have to get into content creation via KI or AI. Also, if you are a designer or if you have a designer employed, the designer needs to get into it as well, because the AI and KI tools being out there currently are sort of like a very good colleague, helping you a very lot to produce content. That's about text, it's about images, it's about video content, but also the KI and AI is very important if you want to analyze data. So the ones working maybe with data analysis, like from Google Analytics or Adobe Analytics, tools like that, go through all the data you have. There are interesting solutions out there as well. And of course, the AI and KI is also impacting existing solutions like chatbots and so on. And one of the most popular tools these days is ChatGPT. I guess you have all already heard about it. If not, you have to get started on it. Yes. Read a little bit, watch some videos on YouTube maybe to get started and to give you an impression what it can do. It's practically an AI that is able to answer questions, or to explain it more like in a picture, where you would go onto Google these days maybe and search for something. How do I build a 2-column website layout or whatever? How does that work? These days, it would be easier to go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT. And in comparison to Google, ChatGPT will create you even the code for it. So, and that's really exciting stuff. It can give answers a lot. So if you want to write some specialized content about products or the basics of your products, let's say raw material that you are using, if you want to provide informational content, ChatGPT is also a good solution to use. Speaking from the experience from texters, the text you are getting back from the KI is often lacking of individuality. So you will still need your texter, but it will create a perfect briefing for your texter, like a summary or whatever, or even extended text that you can give you to a texter that will write it, like nicely transporting your corporate identity and so on. But it's really amazing what it can do. And as I said already, it's really interesting that it can create code. It can fix code as well. So if you're having problems on your website, like the layout is not working on a mobile, maybe you can really ask simply ChatGPT and it will provide you the fix, even with a code example. That's really a very exciting issue. It can translate languages. That's also very interesting in marketing, especially if you want to internationalize. We know that there are other solutions out there, like DeepL and other tools, but they are making use of AI and KI as well, like Google Translate. So that will improve a lot. And it's the same issue there, that you really need to give it to a texter later on. But the basic work, I'm translating a lot, by the way, and really I'm doing it in a way these days that I'm putting the text to the AI. It gives me translation, which provides the basic work for me. And then I'm working through the translation to write it nicely. It saves a lot of time, makes it easier, prevents errors. And with AI, you need to take care that sometimes the content is simply wrong. That's especially if you have something very specific, because the AI is only learning through what's around the internet. And to give you one example, when AI is totally failing and KI at these days, I hope it will improve a lot. I tested with texts about villages in Italy, but the problem is we'll find wonderful old historic buildings and churches, but if you have a church like name San Francesco, you will have churches named like that a lot around Italy. And the AI is totally confused, messing it all up. You're writing about Siena, and it's giving you a text about some church in Florence. That's yeah. So you really have to need content proof. Is it really correct what it is producing? In other fields, that was about products like knives, explaining, what sort of knives do exist, what material, what role does it play to have one or the other material, how long and how big it is, and what is it being used for. And I got a perfect blog content for this within 30 minutes. And that's really, really amazing. Yes. And to give you an impression what it can do, because we all need a lot of images these days. That's one of the most important pieces of content. And I'd like to share my screen.
Yes, actually you can. I give you the right to do. Yeah, now it should be possible.
Okay. Actually, it's only saying desktop 1, desktop 2, and I'm not sure which desktop it is.
You have two desktops, right? Okay.
All right. I'm hoping to get the right one. Oh no. I guess we're gonna have to cut that one out.
Yeah,
because now, oh no. Momentchen, kurz, ich stehe ganz. Sorry, jetzt bin ich aber da.
Very good. So, Andrea, you wanted to show us an example of how ChatGPT is functioning, for example. So now you can share your screen if you'd like. Yes, very good.
So you can see my screen right now, I hope.
Yes.
And I'd like to show you a bit of an example how KI image generation is working. You might hear the word prompt a lot in that field, and prompt sounds very technical and complicated, but in fact, I promise it is not. You will see it right now. What we are looking at right now is a tool called Midjourney. And Midjourney is one of the most sophisticated KI tools to create image content, and it's really amazing what it can do. To have it installed takes about maybe 15 to 30 minutes, depends on how fast you simply are. And it gets you started within, let's say, like 10 or 15 minutes. It goes really, really, really quick. So don't be afraid to try it out, to test it. It's really interesting. It gives you a lot of tests in the beginning, and then you have to sign up for a paid account, but that's only something starting with €8 per month. So that's not really a lot compared to buying images. So I'd like to give you an example. As you can see, it's all a bit like a chat. That's how it looks like. And in fact, it is a bit like chatting with a bot in this case. And it goes really simple because you simply type in imagine, and then it's already proposing you to please enter a so-called prompt. And the prompt is simply describing what sort of picture you want to have. And we may look into something that has to do with food. And I'm going for, I want to have a beautiful golden field of wheat and blue skies and maybe some poppy flowers in the front of the picture, and we'll look how that is working. So the prompt is simply that you describe what you want to have, and you do it in sort of a human way. It's not technical in any way, so it's really easy. Yeah. So I want to have a wheat plant field. It should be like very golden, and I want to have poppy flowers there, and I want to have a blue sky and a sunny scenery. And I'm going for a very popular illustration style. You know, it can do illustration styles as well. That's really interesting. And you will see what it is in a few minutes, not even minutes, it will be seconds. And that's a flat illustration. If you wonder what a flat illustration is, you can see it in the images that are on top of this chat. Very much in use around the web right now and very currently popular. So I'm just hitting return, and then I let the AI do all the work. And it's really interesting because it's amazing. You will see that it's taking a moment, but in fact, it's going way faster than looking through stock images or even having someone there doing a design manually. And we can already guess that this is going to be poppy and wheat. And it's almost ready. And here we go. So that's the first draft the AI is proposing. That's really interesting. And if you want to now make variations of that picture, you're seeing those simple buttons down there. That is creating variations of picture 1, picture 2, and so on. And I somehow like picture 4 a lot, so I asked the AI to please give me variations of that picture. And it's already working. Okay, cool. And I think I prefer picture 2 here a lot. Going for picture 2, I would like to have that in a better quality because this is a very small image right now and details are not so good there. So I'm going for the U, which stands for upscaling, and I'm making an improved version of picture 2, which is that one, and simply clicking here. And the AI is working again on giving me an improved version of this picture. And just to let you know, I've been using the flat illustration style because it's so popular right now and in use a lot. But you can also upload your own pictures if you have something that fits your corporate identity. And the AI will simply copy your style. That's really impressive what it can do. Of course, you can download the pictures in the end and work over the pictures with Photoshop or any other tool. So it helps you create a lot of content within a very, very short time frame. Unfortunately, the AI seems to be a bit lazy right now. It depends on, I think, on how many people are working at the same time there, how fast it goes, and it's a bit different, but yes. And you can simply click on it then and open the picture in the browser and download it. So that's one proposal the AI made. You can create way more proposals if you want to. You can also create ideas. And I'd like to show you a small overview of what I've been testing with and what the outcome was. So you are going to see my wonderfully created mid-journey images right now, and I want to have something that communicates freshness, like from Ireland. You might want to, communicate that you are, Irish, and meadows and everything, and that it's very natural. And the interesting thing is I asked the AI to create some creative ideas about butter and cows. And the outcome is really amazing, because that's what the AI created originally. And I found this interesting. I did not really ask for butterflies and flowers on a cow, but it did give me that. And as you can see here already, how the AI has problems, because that butter could be a cheese as well. So it's in details, you're having problems with the AI, but still the cow brought me to the idea, okay, we want to have it Irish and fresh and everything. Let's go for a cow with shamrock on it to make it even more, fresh and Irish. And that was the first result. And also here you can see we have a wonderful cow. It's not bad, but it looks a bit like moss, not, like what we want. And so I went for the upscaling of the images, and that's when I was really deeply, deeply impressed about the outcome. I'm trying to make that as big as possible, and you can see a beautiful texture here. The cow is quite realistic, and creating that via a designer would take hours, and to get to that cow took me like 5 or 10 minutes. That's really impressive. And if you want to go for something like a stock image, you most likely will not find something like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing as individual as this, and the more detail your prompt, we saw it, a prompt is simply a description, is, you could add something like, I want to have daisy flowers on the ears, or whatever you want, I want to have a black cow, a brown cow, because that was just coincidence here. But I was really impressed by that one. You could really use that, or use it if you want to do some mock-ups and drafts, picture and image creation for mock-ups and drafts also takes up a lot of time, and that's really easy. And if you're a small enterprise, not having a huge budget for designers, like thousands of euros for one image, that is a perfect way forward. I would highly recommend to look into it. You cannot miss this also if you are into design, because that's creating ideas. It's giving you, a lot of options to do tasks that will take a lot of time if you do it manually. So, and it's getting better and better and better and better. And you can do illustrative styles, like here I checked out a comic book style. Of course, it's not too individual, but it is a comic book, and it is representing what I wanted to enjoy, a glass of wine. And I think it is expressing joy, like that woman or that man here. So that's pretty cool. And I checked out, can it also do other illustrative styles that are very much in use, like here, this is called line art. And yes, it can go for a specific style. And again, here the very popular flat illustration style, again, enjoying mine. So that's something you really have to look into, I think. And it will move on a lot. I tried with people as well, but if you want to illustrate people, we can look at it here. I tried with something like very traditional cheese production. And as you can see, those people are not very realistic. It looks a bit like from a video game or a computer game. And looking at those hands here, there is something wrong, you know, like holding something. You wouldn't do that with 3 fingers. So there's one missing. Yes. There are better images you can produce with it that look a bit more photorealistic, but still not realistic enough. So a good photograph of a landscape or people is not to be replaced at that point by the KI, from what I can see. But if you go for illustrations and want to have moods and stuff, it's perfect.
Yeah, it looks really impressive. And that's definitely an instrument which is not known or not very known yet.
Exactly.
Maybe before we skip to the other topics, could you remind us about what do we need to look up if we are looking to download this AI software?
Yeah, it's really simple because you are simply, where's my browser window? Yeah, this one. You are simply Googling Midjourney and it will take you to midjourney.com.
Right.
And yeah, how it works, you need to install something else, but when you're signing up, and signing up doesn't cost a thing, you know, you can run some tests on your own without paying.
Yeah.
It will simply guide you to where you need to be.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
It's pretty simple, but if you ask Google, you will also find, or ask ChatGPT, how do I get started?
Exactly. Another support to get to Midjourney. Yeah.
Yeah, using one AI to get the other AI started.
No, that is really impressive.
That will work. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, it's really simple, you know, once you have it installed and you're simply using that prompt as I showed you before, and you can really use a very human-like text. And there are a lot of tutorials out there that you can use. Maybe you can watch it on YouTube or whatever if you want to go a bit deeper, like illustrative styles. You know, you need to know the names of the styles, otherwise it will give you just something, but usually you want something that fits with your company. There's one thing I haven't tested so far, but I think it will work as well. I want to create those flat illustration images with certain colors so that it is representing the colors I'm using in my logo or whatever. My guess is that it will work, that I don't have to use Photoshop in the end to adapt it to my
Very
corporate identity. So,
thank you.
So that's a very cool one, you know. And the same is with ChatGPT. When you look into it, it's really exciting what you can do there.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. We can now skip to some other topics concerning the present trends in digital marketing or digital selling, which have more to do with the two-directional conversation, for example, chatbots and messaging apps, or even TikTok. Can you give a bit of your opinion about these other channels which are available, and how can they be used to improve our digital presence? What are the plus and the minus of these instruments? And just a brief overview, I guess, could help us.
Okay. To make it brief is really hard.
Yeah, I know.
Because there is a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or at least one advantage and one disadvantage, of having them.
Yes. Maybe just a short
Yeah.
summary again of the AI KI,
Yeah.
where can it help? It helps in
Yeah.
image creation, video
Yeah.
creation, text creation. It helps if you want to translate speech to text and the other way around, making like a blog post from a video and, in both direction. It works. Website creations, programming, code fixing, chatbots, what we will talk about as well, data analysis. So those are really typical uses of AI and KI. And chatbots, you've been asking, they are in use already, but at the beginning of the, let's say, chatbot AI, KI era, I found many chatbots being a bit stupid, like not really giving sophisticated answers or not understanding when a customer needs to really communicate with a human because it is too individual. And the AI topic plays a lot into that, looking at ChatGPT, we see what it can do, and that's really a lot. So chatbots will evolve a lot in the next few years, even within 1 year, I think, within months.
Yeah.
So we will have a lot ahead of us, and I think chatbots in the future, they will replace a lot of like support tasks or standard questions from your customers coming up again and again, but also even more individualized. There will be a lot coming up. So look into it. It will be really interesting. Yes. And if you want to have a look into tools, you might want to check out a domain which is called futuretools.io. And there you find, like the latest things out there. There are also new tools for chats, of course, and check it out with the latest solutions that are out there,
Oh, that's good. Future tools.
Right. Futuretools.io.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very large collection of tools that are AI and KI based and providing really, really, really interesting topics. Maybe about that bot topic, as ChatGPT is a bot too, and we know that Google is working on something like this as well. If we look into marketing, that will have quite a large impact on SEO. So if you rely a lot on traffic coming from Google, it will depend on your sort of traffic if it will be replaced by simply getting an answer from the bot directly without even going to any website.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, if you have a lot of informational generic content that can be answered with a few sentences, without videos, without images, and so on, that is in danger to lose a lot of traffic in case you rely on it. So, because the bot can give the answer.
Yeah.
In the future, I think we will, just take our mobiles, ask something, and then it will read the answer to us. That's it. Yeah. We are already halfway there. So, and we'll get more and more and more, especially, of course, with younger people, because they've been growing up, with like using speech as a command and to communicate with a device.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's when we come to tools like TikTok and stuff, young people. If you want to reach out to young people, there's no way around TikTok. Absolutely not, because I'm working a lot with young people, and even the ones being around something like 30, they find platforms like Facebook boring. They are simply leaving their jumping to TikTok and other platforms like this, those very short formats will certainly lead not only with younger people, but also for all older people to a very short amount of time when you are able to get the attention of someone.
Do you think, or have you already seen on TikTok some promotions concerning agri-food items which impressed you, or do you think it's an instrument which is much more suitable for other kind of products or for other sectors?
No, it's really interesting. I found a lot of examples. Exactly. I've been looking through. Yes. And the interesting thing is the quality of the content is suffering a lot. That's the first and most important thing to recognize. Don't be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. It's not making any sense.
Yeah.
Keep it short, keep it entertaining. That's way more important. Maybe one example, I found a woman that was talking about Italy and cappuccino, and the cappuccino in Italy is usually being served in the morning and not in the afternoon or evening, especially not after a large dinner in the evening.
Yeah.
And the funny thing for me was that the expert, expert, was saying in her video that, well, she doesn't know why, but it is just like that. You have to take it. I was a bit surprised. Okay, how are you an expert that you don't know why? Because there is a reason, of course. She's right, yes, but she doesn't know why. So that's quite interesting. And that video got tons of likes and comments, and I was like, okay, so it's more about that very good looking young woman.
Exactly. Maybe the content was not relevant,
Yes, but still she can transport that message. So I see a lot of influencers there, of course, that so in marketing via influencers there is very important, because brands are not very popular, people don't really believe. That's a question of credibility, I think.
Yeah.
I think you better go for someone who has that credibility, who has the reach, and food topics are popular on TikTok. Very small content pieces, like very easy recipes and stuff. I tried myself, and if it's too long, it's failing. Working.
This has to do actually with the last question. I mean, we can skip to the last one and then go back about authenticity and transparency in branding, right? Because as you told us, we are talking about cappuccino, an expert. She's talking, but she's not actually an expert because she doesn't have an argument for her statement. So, how do you see this impact, and maybe which is your suggestion? Probably you already said it. Keep it short and keep it as easy as possible, but with an impact should be probably the leading idea behind that.
Yeah. Well, what to do depends on whom you want to reach out for. If you have a very high quality product, yes, I wouldn't go for an influencer that is saying things like, I don't know why.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because, your customers might be, the more critical type, and, that might, if it goes bad, it might lead to even a shitstorm, which you don't want. And I see that risk a lot, because I have been seeing shitstorms on TikTok, and they are relentless. Prepare yourself, brace yourselves, But as a brand, you might want to create maybe a second brand that goes for, like a lower quality or a wider audience that might be interested, where you can have another pricing, another branding, another layout. And then you can also go for other people to work with, of course. Then, you really need to make that about your target customers. So, and you might want to create new ones. TikTok is giving you, in fact, a lot of opportunities for that.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this was directly related to the authenticity in branding. That's why I thought maybe we can straight away talk about that. And exactly. The further two topics we would like you to tell us something about would be the importance of creating these micro moments and on-demand experiences towards our clients or potential clients. Exactly. How do you position yourself? What is your opinion on that? You have definitely already done something like that, and which return you had? Tell us something about this your idea about this topic.
Oh yes, I have many.
I can
about
imagine.
micro moments. About micro moments. Let's get started with that one. I'm coming from SEO, and for many years now, customer intent has been one of the most important issues, and it still is with Google, So it's really, really important to make a difference. What does someone want? Does that person want to have some information where I can simply, like connect the dots and, attract that person to my brand? Not straight away buying, but keeping the brand and my mind on their minds. Yes. Is it about that, or does someone want to buy? Does someone want to be there, or whatever the intent is? Is one of the most basic concepts to me when creating content.
Yeah.
And I still see a lot of websites totally failing on that. Unfortunately, while it's so simple, if you want to know something about user intent, if there is one platform knowing about intents, then it is Google. You simply enter your search term. Let's say you are selling bread, or like Italian bread or Irish butter or whatever, you enter that search term into Google, and from the results you are seeing on Google, that is representing the intent. If it's showing you a lot of web shops, then or Italian coffee. If it's showing you a lot of web shops, then you will know, okay, most people don't want information, they want to buy. If it's showing you a lot of informational pages in the results, on top of the results, then most of the people want information. In some cases it's both, and then you please create a web page that has both on it. If people simply want to buy and are not interested in information, spare yourselves the work and time to create a web shop with extensive informational text. It's not needed any longer.
You're right.
If I know what I want, I don't want to read some, where I need another 5 minutes, or even 2 minutes or 1 minute is too long. If I know what I want, I don't need any text or any additional information. If I know what I want, to click that buy button and buy. That's it.
Exactly.
So it's a lot about data-driven marketing as well. And about data-driven marketing, I see also a lot of failure, unfortunately. While there are so great tools out there, give you analysis data, please go for testing, A/B testing, and stop making things about opinions.
Yes, exactly. The intention is very crucial behind that, the intention of our potential consumer. Otherwise, as you said, you just miss your target, and then it's done. I mean,
in larger companies, the ones making the decision about how a website exactly is being done or a software is being done is the product owner. And there's one sentence which I keep repeating all the time. It's called user experience, not product owner experience.
Exactly. That's a very good point indeed.
So yes, it's not about you, it's about your customers.
Yes, exactly. We are always struggling with our Italian companies wanting to sell no matter what to Germany, but they're always self-centered. So they want to put themselves in the center and not taking into consideration what does your customer, who is your potential ideal customer, what does he or she want, right? So this is a very difficult change of mindset, which must take place, especially in very traditional companies who were used maybe to sell even without telling about their products, right?
Yeah.
So for them, it's for granted, if I bring a product into the market, it gets sold, but it's not like that. As you said, knowing the customer, knowing the intentions, knowing the market, this data-driven marketing, it's basics for the digital development of the company also, right?
Yeah. So to me, micro moments, is wrapping something up that has been out there for a long time, in fact. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, it is important and it will remain important, because, someone wants something and you simply have to serve that need at that moment, in the right moment. That's simply put, so it will be important anyway in the future. By the way, I'm working a lot for international companies. One of them is active for more than 140 countries.
Wow.
And I can tell that the problem is international.
Yeah. That's a very
no
good
matter
point.
where you look at it around the world, it's always coming back to that topic. So
that's good to know that it's not a stereotype which has to do only with Germans or Italians, or if it's widespread, then it's quite a sort of consolation to us.
It's also in bigger companies, in small, it doesn't really matter how big the company is. I see it also in very, very large companies. That it's always we and more we. No, it's not about we, it's about you, your customer. So that's
very good point. Wow, that was a very nice journey, Andrea. All the topics we went through in more than 40 minutes, but we were really concise, and I was listening to you, and I could get a very good overview about the main topics we wanted to talk about. And therefore, I'm very thankful to you and, to your company, Art of Visibility too. And should you need the contacts, Andrea's contacts, and please get in touch with us, with the Italian Chamber of Commerce. We will forward them to you, or go to her website, artofvisibility.com, right?
It's .de and .com.
And .com.
Both exist.
Yeah. Very, very good. First of all, thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks, Andrea. And hope to see you in the next session. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for being here, and I wish you a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.